much courage to go and to pick up his body and to bury it. So then on Saturday at evening time, some people, they showed their courage and they came there. They picked up his body and only 17 people prayed his janazah. In his own dress. At night they buried him in Baqiyah. But they did not make any sign of qabr because they didn't know. Maybe the Fatineen are those who came for fitna and did this big fitna. Maybe they will insult and degrade the qabr. He remained Khalifa for almost 12 years. He passed away when his age was 82. Sayyidina Ali, when he heard about his killing, so he looked at the heaven and he raised his two hands and he said that, "Oh Allah, be my witness. I have nothing to do with the killing of Usman." Because as we mentioned, 2-3 times he tried to send these Bughat and rebellious people back. Once he did it, but from their path or way towards Misr, once again they came back. In Riwayat it is mentioned that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam once told him, "Usman, you would be killed in such a way that you will be reciting Quran and your blood will fall over the word of Allah. فَسَيَكْفِيكَهُمُ اللَّهُ وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ." Soon Allah will suffice you from them. He is the all-hearer and the all-knower. When Sayyid ibn Zayd radiallahu ta'ala an, he is one of the Ashra Mubashara. When he heard of that, he said, "Oh, the Muslims, it is must for Uhud to get broken and to fall down on you." Sayyidina Anas radiallahu ta'ala anhu said that, "Oh, the Muslims, as long as Usman was alive, the sword of Allah was inside the cover. But now the sword of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has come out of its cover. It will not go back to its cover again. You, the Muslim, will be killing one another until the day of judgment." Is it true?
Yeah.
Ahmad, what do you think? May Allah protect us. Ibn Abbas says, radiyallahu ta'ala an, if we will not ask for the qisas of Usman, I am very much sure that Allah will stone us from the sky. Samurah ibn Jundub radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said that the rift which existed with the killing of Usman, there will be no patch up for that until the day of judgment. And he said, now Khulafat will go out of Medina. It will not come back until the day of judgment to Medina. And is it? Because Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu took the capital from Medina to Kufa. Huzaifa ibn al-Yaman said the same thing. Abdullah ibn Salam radiallahu ta'ala anhu said, the authentic authority of Tawrat, he said, this was the day the Arabs lost their power. And actually, it happened from that day. Sumama ibn Adi radiallahu ta'ala anhu said, today the succession of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam finished in Medina. Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha said, Usman got washed like a fabric got washed. Zayd ibn Sabit and Abu Huraira, both, they were crying like babies. Now Sayyidina Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala anhu was the governor in Sham, in Damascus. Now when some people, they brought the bloody shirt of Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu and the cutted finger of his wife Sayyida Naila radiallahu ta'ala anha to Sham. So there the whole city was crying like baby. And that was such an emotional atmosphere that instead of al-qisas, they used to say an-niqma, 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 revenge, revenge, revenge. They were shouting for revenge, not for qisas. So it means that they went to their utmost. They went to their utmost. And in such like situation, even the authority cannot control. Yes? Yes. An emotional situation. So as we mentioned that he got killed on Friday, on Saturday in the evening or after Maghrib prayer, his janazah were brought close to Baqiyah. Zubair ibn Mut'im radiallahu ta'ala anhu led his salati janazah. The qualities of Usman. He was from a well-off family of Makkah. But naturally, he was a very far-bearing guy, very patient, very kind and lenient, and very generous. And regarding haya and decency, he was to such an extent that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in the house of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. So he was, for example, he was leaning to, and his hand was open like this, or his half leg was open like this. Yes? Got it?
Yes.
So he was on his ease. So Bilal came, he said, Ya Rasulullah, Sayyidina Abu Bakr is here. He said, bring her. He came. After a while, that Umar is here. So just bring him. He came. And then Bilal said, this is Usman is here, he's asking for to come. So Sayyidina Rasulullah said, just wait. Yes. He covered himself. Sayyida Aisha says, from behind the curtain, I checked it. So when the majlis was gone, so then I said, Rasulullah, Baba came, you were on your ease. Umar came and you were on your ease. But when Bilal told you Osman is here, so yeah, you said properly and you, he said, Ya Aisha, awala astahi an rajulin yastahi anhu malaikatur rahman. Should I not have a haya from such a man that the angels of Allah in the heaven, they are having haya from Usman radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. In riwayat it is said that when he accepted Islam, because he was Sabiqun al-Awwalun, he was a very close friend of Sayyidina Abu Bakr. When Abu Bakr accepted Islam, so Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, Zubair ibn al-Awwam, and there's Usman. Most of the Ashara Mubashara, except Umar, they were brought by Abu Bakr to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam because they were friends. When he accepted Islam, so his uncle, Hakam ibn al-As, he tied him with a pillar. And he said that you will denounce Islam, I will untie you, otherwise you will be here. So Sayyidina Osman said, uncle, whatever you want to do, I'm not going to renounce Islam. So now when he came to know that he is very committed, so then he released him. His generosity, that in Tabuk, the army was 30,000 people. 1/3 of the expenses, it was given by Sayyidina Osman radiyallahu ta'ala an. How much? 1/3. Somebody asked Ali about Osman after his death, that Amir al-Mu'mineen, what can you say briefly in a concise way about Osman? He said he is a man. The angels of Malayala is calling him Zul Nurain. They are not naming him by name. They are calling him Zul Nurain, the man who has two lights. The man who has two lights. So these two lights, some ulama says that is actually the Hijrah to Habsha and Hijrah to Medina. But there's some other Sahaba also done Hijrah to Habsha, Abyssinia, and Hijrah to Medina. So that light were with others as well. Zunnurain, so the Rajih Qawl. What? The preferred Qawl and saying is that these both Noors and lights are the two daughters of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He married them one after the other. Sayyida Ruqayya and Sayyida Kulsum radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma. Biruruma, as we mentioned before, that the Jews' youth, because that was a Jew beer or well, and that was the sweet water, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in love with that water. So the Jews' youth, when the Muslim women were going there, so they were, yes, doing some harakat which are not good. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, who will buy this well from this Jew to make it waqf? To make it waqf. So Sayyidina Osman said, I will go to him, I will tell him. So he came to him, he was selling the water. The Jew, yes. So he was selling the water. Got it? So Sayyidina Osman asked him, he said, no, the whole I cannot. You can share me, but you have to pay me 4,000 dirham for half of that. He said, how we will make it half? So the Jew said, one day that's in your control and one day in my control. So on his day he was selling. On Usman's day the well was free. So all people, they were bringing a lot of pitcher and they were preserving water for tomorrow also. So the guy business was gone. That's a good tactics. His business was, nobody was coming to buy water because we have enough. So he said to Osman, I will sell you the remaining half as well. He said, okay, take this 4,000. For 8,000, he bought it. And that's what he said when he came to the corridor, that this masjid was not enough for the Musallin. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, who will buy these surrounding houses to expand the masjid? He said, I bought all those houses. And now you are not letting me to go there to pray my prayer there in that masjid. And he said, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who will buy Beiruruma? He said, today I am thirsty. I don't have water. You don't allow me to take water from that well which I have bought. He said, everything is okay. We know that, but step down. He said, no way. He said, no way. And he was in such a love with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that Sahaba says that whenever he entered to masjid, or not to masjid, when he was passing by the masjid, yes, and he saw the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, yes, automatically he broke in tears. And then he was standing in front of him and he was crying too. So once somebody told him that Ummahatul Mu'mineen do not have anything in house, in his Khulafat. So he brought bags of wheat flours, the dates, the lambs, and some cash, and give it to Ummat al-Mu'minin, especially to Sayyidah Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khair khalqihi Muhammad wa alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Professor.